the churches, the civil societies, the union, various organizations has a major part to play. Youth Net alone won't be able to, like address this issue on our own. The churches have a very major role to play. Our own organizations and unions,
meaning related to the kind of dignity of labor,
more or less,
that they need to start small.
yes, they need to start small. They have to inculcate all this work culture into their day-to-day life and all. So we do a lot of seminars, we do a lot of workshops and programs with the church youth, with some organizations, schools and colleges. So just to give them a brief idea about what is awaiting them. It's not only about government jobs, but apart from that, what are the jobs which are available? And we have a few market and sector classification in Nagaland. These are the market classification which are available in Nagaland right now. So we have automobile, hospitality, construction, telecom, retail, media, insurance, banking, education, music, and IT. Not forgetting IT industry also.
Even
These are
media,
some,
okay.
even media also.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are some of the few areas where there are jobs available. A lot of jobs which are available, as a matter of fact.
Definitely, we also have 2 vacancies. I'll talk to you about that.
Wait,
Why
no,
not?
I was going to ask that. Besides the CEO, how many you are employed here?
I mean, like, that's right. We were 6 to 7, but now we are down to 3. So we need more people, definitely. Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
That's just an example.
Right. So you can see the trend is changing right now with the growing trend, with the demand of the market. Jobs are increasing, but the mental block is something that we need to tackle. And
Yeah.
Youth Net alone, as I've already mentioned, won't be able to do that. We need the support of the church. We need the support of the government also. We need the support of each and everyone,
Media
all the
also.
the media houses also, to propagate and like promote private sector jobs.
See, sometimes that's this mental block. Some people, they don't want to grow out of it because they are not in a desperate situation that if I don't work today, what will I eat tomorrow? Where can I pay rent? Outsiders, they're doing that. If they don't work, they cannot stay here.
Of course.
But here we have parents there, uncles there, friends here, relatives here, and we can float around with not a big pocket, but still survive. So because of that, that is there, maybe. But I would like to remind our youth that even if it's a small job, start small. Don't try to start with a bank and end up with a whimper. Start small. Actually, I want to share some Bible ideas again. Moses, by providence, he was brought up in the royal family. He was trained, the Bible says, in all the wisdom of the Egyptians. University, physical training, everything. And then he killed an Egyptian in defense of his fellow Israelite because his mother raised him up under the princess sponsorship. So he knew he was not an Egyptian. Anyway, that led to a situation where he had to run away. I would say his PhD in Egyptology, if I may put it that way. And now he's a shepherd again. And not just for a few years, for 40 years. But actually that prepared him to lead the nation out of bondage. So sometimes you find you have degrees and all that, but you may have to start small, and along the way you might find something big. That should be the idea. Not, this job is not big enough, this doesn't pay well. We shouldn't be thinking like that.
Actually,
That's also, I was listening to some university speeches, and one guy, it's a secular, so they use the F word, But he said, if you don't give an F about what people think about you, then you will realize and you will be able to do something. We're always conditioned by, will he think, what will this and think. We're always bound by what people are thinking. There are some areas where if we are not committing crime, if we're not doing anything wrong, then hey, forget about what people are thinking. I want to do this, I think some young people should come up with that.
Definitely.
And move on, however humble it could be in the beginning. So
I think that's a neat of.
also, Jacob, he was forced to run away because he stole Esau's brother. His brother was thinking of killing him, So the mother sent him away, and for 20 years he labored. He said, sleep escaped me sometimes, he said. He ran away with almost nothing. He came back very wealthy. Remember, for 2 wives, 14 years, 7 years, 7 years, and 6 years. He worked for his uncle for 20 years. his pay was sheep, cattle, and it increased. God blessed him. So you may be doing humble work, but if your heart is there and you have good intention with blessings, you can. At the end, you can become what you want to become. That's the idea I want to give it to the young people.
Thank you, Reverend. You know, I mean, like, what Razu was talking about, that best that market. Can you please go back again? It's actually quite interesting.
It's really interesting.
These are facts for
These are
Nagaland?
facts. I mean, like, this is the overall market that is
for India, right?
For India.
Oh, right.
And these are some of the few sectors which directly impact the overall market scenario here in Nagaland is also concerned. So we have the consumer internet companies. IT is doing really good.
Right.
And we are not talking about, you know, when we say IT, we Nagas, we think about only BPOs.
Right.
So it's not only about BPOs, no, but the consumer internet companies which are existing right now, they have really good jobs available with really high paying salaries. We have life sciences, we have professional services. When we say professional services, we are talking about retailing, hospitality, we are talking about aviation, telecom. These are some of the few professional services which are paying really good. Then we have the chemicals. Most of our students who take up science, most of them, you know, like our general mindset is, you know, like I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer. But even in chemicals also, there are a lot of scopes which are open up. Entertainment and media, another high paying job which is available. Automotive vehicle manufacturing. Nagaland per se, we are not a you know, like manufacturing or a producing state, but there are companies who are actually really interested in recruiting people from the northeastern state to come and work for those companies and all. Then the optimistic market for skilled candidates, not confined to just Nagaland alone, but expected increase in hiring. So this is the data that we have for 2017, and the number are increasing. Service industries, July to September 2017, it was up to 15%, but it has increased now. Transportation, it has increased. Construction is an increase. Public administration, more or less. When we say public administration, I'm talking about all the service jobs that we have with maybe a semi-government department or some infrastructure or organizations which are in existence. We have the wholesale and retailing, which considerably are not hiring too much. People don't really have that buying power right now because of that demonetization. So retailing and the wholesale industry got a bit hit. Then we have the manufacturing, which is really doing good, and then we have the real estate. So these are some of the few optimistic market for skilled candidates where they can actually get jobs also.
What about, I mean, like in these areas for Nagaland, can you just choose 2 or 3?
So we have services, we have transportation, we have construction. Youth Net, in partnership and collaboration with the government of Nagaland, we declared 2017 as a year of construction workers. Under this program, we have trained around 550 construction workers from all the districts.
Right.
So this was an initiative which the government have taken up. And then one of our principal partner, I should say, they have been instrumental in bringing about glamorizing construction industry as far as construction workers are concerned. Then we have
accessorized, or if you put all the safety things as well as the right clothing, then
the right way of doing things, safety, and
even graduates could do it.
Why not? Why not? So we want to actually promote construction in a big way. If my figures are correct, Nagaland estimated, you know, the kind of projects that we actually, the income that we actually make from construction alone is around 200 crores.
Over a year, right?
Over a year. And we Nagas are not even getting, you know, like 5 or 10% out of that also.
Yes, yes.
So that is something which is really alarming.
I mean, like we've been building buildings, but we're using mostly carpenters from beyond the state, you know, like Karbis or like Kacharis, and these people are really earning their livelihood here.
Most of those construction workers which we have trained, they are already in the business of constructions. So it can be mason, it can be woodwork, it can be painters, and maybe a few people who are into those furnishing and stuff like that. We started off with masonry, the basic of
plumbing also.
Even plumbing also. So these are some of the few areas which we will be undertaking in the years to come, if with the support of the government, of course. So the overall response has been very positive, I should say. It will take time to actually, you know, like come and capture all this market as far as construction is concerned. But we just sow the seed. They just have to, you know, like put some perspective of the pricing that our local construction workers they charge. So these are some few regularities. If they are put in place, then definitely we have ample talents. We have enough hardworking workers who can actually compete with other outsiders also.
You know, in that area, I want to give an example. In my neighborhood, when I was in Nagabazar, or in Nagaland, let's put it that way, there was one dilapidated area. The building was about to fall. Finally, a society from Kigwema, I think, they just bought the area, and all of their own people, they constructed from bottom to top, third or fifth floors up to that. They did everything themselves, so I was very impressed. This was the thing we were discussing, lamenting about something like 20 years ago, that Nagas were not working in the construction, but now they're doing it. So
yes.
It's very, very...
it's actually very encouraging.
I'm very happy to see that. So the job prospects you're sharing, I think, as they say, we are in a global village now. So Nagas, educated ones with real motivation, they can work for us in India or abroad or here even in Nagaland if they have good ideas.
Definitely.
So the scope is wide. I'm really appreciative of the work of the network. By the way, where is your office located?
We functions in 2 locations as of now. Kohima, our headquarters, the main office is located in Billy Graham Road, which is near to Kohima College.
Okay.
And we have a drop-in center, Nagaland Jobs Center, which is located in Razu Point, in main town.
I see.
Opposite to ICICI Bank.
Oh.
To be precise, just opposite to Ozone Cafe.
Okay.
So that's where the job center is located.
Do you get a lot of visitors or not too many?
No, we do get. We do get a lot of inquiries.
Inquirers are welcome to come and check you out, right?
Definitely, definitely.
Okay, so these are 2 types, right? Like inquiries about the job center. One are the prospective job seekers. The other is the prospective employers.
So we cater. So the primary principle behind Nagaland Job Center is to bridge the gap between the employers and the employees also, or the job seekers.
Okay.
So employers or potential organization, they come and then they give us the requisitions, and accordingly we advertise all those requisitions and vacancies which are available, and a candidate who are interested take up, they come, register with us, train, do internship, and then they are ultimately placed also. We have a brochure with me here. I just wanted to show you. This is the career and job opportunity that we have listed out. In here you will find all the trainings, all the type of training and courses which we are giving out to potential candidates. Duration, what are the qualifications which is required, the facility, and ultimately what can they gain out of these trainings and all. Youth Net, 85 to 90% of all our trainings are free of cost. So you can always come in, drop into our center, and then avail all these things.
What are some of the trainings?
So we have retail training and sales associate, which is for 15 days. We have the homestay training until the skill development department. Then we have solar training as well. Solar training under skill development. Then we have the beauty trainer training. This is in partnership with Godrej. So they dwell much in the beauty and wellness sector. There are a lot of potential beauticians who are talented, but they don't have avenues to, like open up their own businesses and all. So we train them up and then we assist them. Hospitality, we have partnered with some of the reputed star hotels in India as well as abroad. So we train them and then we place them in all those establishments. So this brochure is available in the office, drop-in center, in Kohima as well as in Dimapur. Dimapur, our office is located in 4th Mile, near to Agri Expo. So any candidate who is looking for a job or want to train or want to enhance his or her skill can drop in and then avail all this training which is available with Youth Net.
Great. Wow. So this training is right in Nagaland itself? In Nagaland itself.
Okay. All the trainings are based in Nagaland. For those people who want to train in Kohima, we have a dedicated center out here. for those people who are comfortable training in Dimapur, we have the state-of-the-art facility, which is we just recently launched, so they can avail all those facilities.
So who are the trainers?
The trainers, our principal partner as far as training is concerned is Quest Alliance from Bangalore. So the content and the materials and the overall training modules of all the training section is concerned is covered by Quest Alliance. So we have a dedicated team under Nagaland Career and Development Center.
I see.
So we have professional trainers who train them also.
What is the difference between Nagaland Job Center and Career Center?
So Nagaland Job Center is the placement and recruitment cell of Youth Net. NCDC, or the Nagaland Career and Development Center, is the training cell.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, is the training cell.
It's a bit confusing. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. What do you have?
I just want to highlight some of the few jobs which are in focus. So the year mentioned is 2020, but there are a lot of tremendous scopes as far as these jobs are concerned.
Great.
So for all those viewers and all those job seekers who are looking for a job, or who are confused about what do I study after class 10, what do I study after class 12, what do I do after graduation, these are some of the few streams that they can apply, they can study, because these jobs will be in focus in the next years to come.
Okay.
We have the VFX, which is more to do with animations and all, wireless network specialist, automobile analytic engineer, data architect, machine learning base, vehicle cybersecurity expert, computer vision, embedded system programmer, data scientist, AI, artificial research, which is a very big thing right now.
Artificial intelligence.
Yes. 3D printing technicians, sustainability integration experts. So these are some of the few jobs which will have tremendous openings and impact in the years to come also.
Oh, okay. That last, what is that about? Sustainability?
Sustainability integration expert is more or less like a person who, in a given company, there are some few people. We have the HR department, we have the logistic department, people who deal with marketing and promotions. Sustainability integration expert will be those person who are expert in focusing or highlighting what the prospect of that company will be like. So they do a lot of background study of the market which is available. As I have already given some of the few slides. So these are some of the findings that they come out, and then they broadcast with the prospect of the company to the consumers.
I see.
So sustainability integration expert.
Okay.
Instead of simply an inspiration, you're offering something concrete, people can get into.
Yes, why not?
So that's wonderful.
So the traditional way of doing things is one thing that we don't want to let go also, but we need to really break out of the cocoon and not just confine to just our basic educational system, but they have to really go out and then explore all those avenues. And as you can see, most of the jobs which are in focus are more or less to do with specialized areas of work, not the traditional BA and MA. But we have to really start thinking, what am I going to do after class 10? Maybe take up some trainings or, some specialized courses as far as these jobs are concerned.
Many of these jobs, I mean, even without a graduation, you can go and train.
Yes, right. They can avail all the specialized trainings and all, which are available.
If you have the skill and you're doing a good job, people notice you, and your boss says, please don't leave. Become indispensable,
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's wonderful.
And once you know a little bit, I mean, once you get trained in this, even below graduate level, you can even start your own business, right?
They can.
Potential.
Yes, there are a lot of potentials in this. They can start their own venture. At the same time, not only work for one company, but the chances of they coming and getting a job out here is even more greater also. Because these are some few things which ultimately in the years to come, even Nagaland will be integrated in that. So we are more or less moving in, the technological era. So why not?
These are quite technical and technological jobs. Any other, with any other industries?
So optimistic market for skilled candidates. These are some of a few, maybe non-technical part of it. So service industry is something that our Naga youth can avail. Transportation is another that we can avail also. Construction is one. Public administration, not much because
government jobs.
It's more or less saturated. Wholesale and retailing is something which is catching up right now. We have a lot of new companies which are coming into Nagaland. Big Bazaar have already landed. Reliance, Vishal, KFCs. So these are all the chains of restaurants and good establishment organizations which are coming in. So wholesale and retailing is also one thing which can boost up as far as the economy and the job market is concerned. Manufacturing, maybe not, because we are not really into manufacturing. Real estate, it will take some time. So
actually, real estate, the prices are overblown. I mean,
overblown actually.
Too much.
I would love to see some of our new young generation taking up real estate as well. Yeah. So the market is really optimistic as far as jobs are concerned. It's just that you need to be dedicated. You need to really work out and remove that mental block out of your system, and you will find out that there are a lot of opportunities which are available, not only here in Nagaland but outside of the state as well.
I mean, Youth Net has been working with young people with regard to these issues, and so what has been some of your observations with regard to the mental mindset, the mind block? I mean, obviously cultural issues, social issues, but how could we break through, or how could our young people also come out of our cocoon, I mean, like, if you have any observations.
I have mentioned that earlier. This is one of the few challenges that even Youth Net as an organization we are facing. I cannot give you an accurate answer to how to actually break, bring about a change in the mentality of the people out there.
You were saying you need the support of the church.
We need a lot of support from
media, whatever.
Yeah.
But this mental mindset which we have, which is really dragging us down many times. I mean, in our society, people as well as elders even, or young people also. So, how to lift up us from the swamp, to come into the level ground where we see a lot of more opportunities. That is something which perhaps all of us need to work toward. We
just have to take into consideration the kind of competition that we have right now, because if you dwell in the same mentality as you were maybe around 3 or 4 years back, you will really never survive out of that. So instead of someone else coming in and telling you that, okay, these are the market trends which is available, you have to come out of your cocoon, it has to be something which comes from inside also. We can be an influencer, we can influence them, we can motivate them, we can train them up, we can guide them, but ultimately it depends on individual to individual only. The small things in a nutshell that we do is give awareness program to all the youths, the students. We are focused on the parents as well. We are focused on the church leaders. We are focused on the youth organizations who can be a major source of influences to them. Naga society right now, we need a very positive role model, something that we are lacking. So a role model or two.
To a certain extent, Youth Net is supplying that role model.
We are trying our level best to live up to that expectation. So we do have some promotions and ads where we showcase and stories which will inspire them. So these are some of the few small ways where we try to inspire our youths. So we have aviation training and job placement. One of the few candidates who actually got placed. We had a round of about, last year we placed 45 to 50 candidates in different airlines and all. And we do get to meet them whenever we travel and all. We really do feel proud about.
How about cruise lines?
Cruise line is something that we haven't ventured into.
I met one Naga lady. She works in the cruise line.
Oh, I see.
4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
She's docked in Los Angeles and she came there.
Many of the people, they go outside for studies and all, and they get to learn about all those opportunities. Those people, actually, those candidates venture into all those sectors and all. So cruise lining is something which is relatively, I cannot say new, but it's still on a growing stage right now. Many of our, young Naga girls are already recruited in reputed cruise liners. They are working abroad and getting some very good incomes also. I personally know 3-4 of them who are actually doing really good. Hospitality, then we have the retail training and placement. In the background you can see KFC and some of the few star hotels that we have partnered with. JW Marriott is one who are recruiting from us. Some of the few trainings that we are giving under the PMKVY, solar installation technician training, mobile repairing training, which will enable them to get hired in all those solar installation companies, or they can start off their own businesses also. Then we have the carpentry training as well, which falls under the year of construction workers. There we have the beauty painters under the Godrej. So we train beauticians, local beauticians, to upskill their training as well as start their own businesses. Homestay training. Homestay is something which is like really big out here in Nagaland. So we are facilitating as far as the homestay training is concerned. Then construction, we have the Dial Nagaland, Year of Construction Worker. Dial Nagaland is another initiative under Youth Net, where skilled workers, starting from carpenters, then we have the masons, plumbers, electricians, they are all integrated in this Dial Nagaland. You just have to give them a call, and if you need some tilings to be made, wall repair, you just have to call them up. Then we have the local artisans and workers.
So in all the towns of Nagaland, or
Kohima Dimapur.
Okay.
Are you also developing like a Youth Net website where
we do have a
people are
website?
connected,
Yes.
people looking for a job, or
of course
people offering jobs and like that? Okay.
So I have a separate section where the youth or whoever is looking for a training or a job can get in touch with us. I have a separate slide for that. So we have our social media platforms as well as multimedia platforms. Websites is available for both Youth Net as well as Nagaland Job Center, where the youth can learn more about Youth Net, and if they are looking for a job, or if you are looking to hire, you can advertise it in our website as well.
Oh, you are facilitating a lot of things. Even the scripture, seek and you shall find. So, hey, young people, seek, look for it, pray for it, and come here, and you might find something, you know. And then don't despise small things, okay? Even if you start small, get into it. Like they say, upskill yourself and become indispensable, become a master the situation where you get yourself in. I think that'll be good. And another thing is the laziness factor. Throw that away once you get in. Okay. Mental block, they'll chisel it off, but your laziness factor, although you have to take it out, then there's nothing stopping you. I think the future will be very bright for some young people there. So it's wonderful to have you here. Okay, go on.
On a personal note also, I would like to say, ever since I have graduated, I have been working in the private sector, and I've been working there for almost 13 years now. One thing I can proudly say is there's no day that I regret. There is no regret. It's not about working for the government. It's not about working for a private. It's how dedicated you are to your work, to your skills. If you have that dedication, if you have that loyalty, if you have that hunger to learn, anything is possible. And the 13 years of my career, as I have already mentioned, I have worked in the private sectors only, and it's really fulfilling. So I encourage my younger brothers and sisters to take up private jobs as well.
Exactly. Yeah, if you have the heart of it, just keep on doing it.
Of course.
Just keep on doing it, and it'll multiply. Your efforts will go on, and just get up and do what you're called to do, as well as what you're skilled to do. Or if you don't know about it, learn about it, and keep on doing it.
Exactly.
So
that hunger has to be there always. Once you stop learning, it's just that everything stops from there. So you have to learn new things each and every day.
Okay. So thank you so much. But any final words you'd like to say, both of you, from any one of you?
Yeah, just an encouragement to my young Naga friends, Naga fellows. Work hard and come out from your comfort zone.
Yes.
And don't go for a profile. Go for your work. Love your work, whichever work it might be. And one day you'll be a successful person. Thank you.
Exactly. That was a great example you shared about yourself.
Yeah. I really like to encourage youth, like your mentality. This is something that, like us as an individual, we won't be able to change. This is something that you have to bring about. as far as your life is concerned. But take the right decision at the right time, so that you won't have a single day where you will be regretting why I didn't do this, why I didn't do that. So start early, and you have to really set your mind for all the things that are coming into you. The world is really competitive. You have to be ready.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Those are wise words from elder youth, I should say, to younger youth.
Yes.
Thank you all. With that, we come to the end of our discussion on unemployment, and with a specific reference to Youth Net and its activities in Nagaland and beyond, I should say. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.